YouTube, and welcome to Grand Prix number 18 of 21 here on our EWRL F1 2019 season. Yes, there is. 4 races left. Ben is our point leader with 5 points up on Marco as we head into the Hungarian Grand Prix here.
Marco lost.
We have 7 drivers here tonight in qualifying. So the track is open and ready for business here. I'm Emerson, and I'm joined with Malenko up in the booth tonight.
Yep, happy to be back. Looking forward to a good race here at Monaco. Track, track
Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco.
Malenko. We were discussing this earlier. What do you expect to see here at this track today?
Track position and tire strategy.
I'm sorry. I was watching a race broadcast earlier, and it was co-commentators as well. The lead commentator was like, "Well, driver, what can we expect to see here today?" Oh, absolutely the same thing as last week.
The same.
Thinking about it, if he's talking to a driver, it's probably because he won last week. Let's be real here. If he's talking to a driver, it's probably the guy that won last week.
No.
Just like what happened last week.
Driver in the commentary booth, but I get you. I get you. Anyway, out on the track we have many things. Ben, David, Markle, Brian is back. He's making his debut this season, not his debut to the league.
Driver that, through most of his driving career, has had a rough patch trying to look for redemption here. Have a good finish here, hopefully a podium for him.
Yeah, it's been racing through a lot of EWRL racing disciplines, looking for that first career win, get up on that wins list. One of the drivers who's entered probably the most races and has not won a race. We look for him to maybe not in his first race back in F1, but maybe in the future. So he goes wide. Coming up to his timed lap. Markle, David on timed laps along with many things. Many things had a great showing last week in qualifying. Malco, you have any memories at this track from league racing here?
Remember the last time we went here in F1, it was actually Ben, because you know Ben was on and off during that time. It was one of the times he actually did come back and race, and last time we were at this track, Ben lapped the entire field that day.
Oh my goodness, I think I was... Oh my god, yeah. I remember that one. Everybody on the track except Dan and everybody on the timed lap. So here comes many things into the final set of corners. I said his first timed lap of the session.
Looking at it now, Foursquare's team may be going through a little bit of a rough patch here. He is unsponsored.
Foursquare's team. Oh my, he is unsponsored. Top of the chart goes Markle, and top of the chart goes Ben.
Well, it's over.
Hey, Ben, you only beat me by that much.
A 117.088, top of the chart. Markle
by 100th.
Yep.
What was that? The one faster.
How about David in third? A 118.627. Many things sat fourth, as Foursquare goes to third.
Maybe unsponsored, but it still has a little bit of speed in it here. Only 2/10 about off the whole time right now.
Looking like John Hunter Nemechek out.
God, there it is.
He had a great run though.
I'm talking more about him in trucks, how he didn't have a sponsor except Fire Alarm Systems.
Dan is finally coming out to the track here.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Everyone's at a time.
Yep,
what's that one his dad has, like Fleet Wing?
Yep.
Ben, what are you doing?
Back on the track, there's a caution in Sector 3. Markle and Ben, their top two in the championship standings, are racing each other on the cooldown lap or something is going on.
Off of my boomer.
Ben right now trying to show his dominance.
What is that livery?
What is either of them really though?
Either of who?
Both of them, Ben and Markle.
Oh. I'm talking about Dan. What is that livery? Out here, just straight out of the zoo for Dan.
We got the zebra.
Yeah, just straight out of the zoo.
Zebra.
Brian did improve upon his time. He was at a 120 up to a 119.153 for Brian. Still bottom of the chart of the drivers who have set lap times. But again, the top two in the points, separated by 5 points at the top of the standings. They're separated by 1/100th on the top of the speed chart. Cautions in sectors 1 and 2. Mean many
BG
things.
as well.
Oh, is it BG? It is BG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here
I'm
comes
on low
Dan.
fuel mode, so I have to limp it back to the
Dan, maybe going on a time lap here. Here we go. On board with Dan. Let's see what our two-time champ has in store.
Oh, what
Looking-
the fuck is that paint scheme?
Looking to take on 4th in the standings. As long as he is able to finish tonight's Grand Prix, he should be easily able to do that.
Markle's already back out for a second attempt, and Dan's just starting his first.
Yep, on board with the two-time champ straight out of the zoo. Going wide. Exceeding track limits maybe, but they are kind
Dan, you lie.
well, that was interesting.
How much time we got left?
11 minutes.
Alright, so I got enough time for 2 runs.
Dan works his way on the back part of the circuit now as he heads to turn number 12. Finally got a track map up to be able to tell you what the turn numbers are. And the hairpin turn 14. Dan on the throttle over the curbing. He goes 4th quickest, a 1:17.494.
For all the struggles Dan's probably had throughout the season, 4/10 off is not that bad for him right now.
Yeah,
Probably pretty happy with that.
we long for today. Maybe Dan going winless in an F1 season after 2 back-to-back F1 titles. 4 Grand Prix left for him to change that narrative, but
Now just looking at Marco's car, it still looks like he can't let go of Christmas.
shoot, as Marco works his way on the back part of the circuit. Marco heads into the chicane, turn number 6 and 7.
I'm not gonna lie, even though I practice for like every Grand Prix, I've been getting really slow lap times around this track. Like this is so, I hate mid-down forest tracks.
Yeah, this is a track that kind of has everything. Long straights, the technical chicanes, the long sweeping corners.
That's why I called it Monaco at the beginning. This is Monaco without walls.
Damn, track has 3
And Marco
hairpins.
top of the charts, a 1:16.445 for Marco. This race is all important for Marco. He needs to have a great showing today, and basically by great showing is to outdo Ben.
With that, with Ben, I just saw Ben just completely cut turn 7. Not even worried about it.
Just went straight through the chicane.
We'll see if his lap time stays.
Since it'd be the first one, it would just be a warning. You wouldn't probably get the invalidated, probably. So.
Wow, but for Ben
Completely
to do that,
wide off the final corner.
Yep. And he goes top of
And
the
he-
charts, a 1:16.315. Just completely cut the chicane though?
Don't know how much that really affected him since how bumpy it is going over there, because he did jump the curb, but he did go over it a bit. But in all fairness, he jumped the curb, so he probably it probably equaled his way out because he probably lost a bunch of speed jumping it.
We'll
Didn't
see
probably get as good of an exit.
how it plays out. And around goes Ben!
That's one of the notorious auto spin curbs here. That one's just ice. In turn 5.
Yep. There's Malico speaking from his experience. This track.
It's ass.
The two curbs that are like ice here is turn 5 and turn 2.
Oh, turn 2 is terrible. I do know that from
turn
my
2,
limited
but turn 2
experience.
is hard to get to the curb anyway because it is just really tight around there.
Dan on an out lap. How about David, Many Things, and Brian on timed laps right now? The battle for last going on between Many Things and Brian.
This lap isn't really going to matter to me. I'm on medium, so they only
The bad part here is Many Things has had a bunch of practice here. BG only 500s off.
Really coming right off the street for this one.
And spinning out of 5. Another
There goes
victim to turn
BG, yeah.
5.
Well, good thing I wasn't trying to use these tires. I mean, on mediums. I'll save myself for my last run with a couple minutes left.
Foursquare, did that kill your entry into turn 5?
No, I'm on an outlet.
Foursquare and Dan are on out laps. Dan's getting ready to start a timed lap. Let's see. David, I think, is on a cooldown lap.
Right now, looking at it, if you look at Avenge's car and Many Things' car, it looks like a battle of Sony and Xbox right here.
Excuse you? It's supposed to be Aston Martin?
Yeah, I'm seeing Sony against Xbox right here.
Aston Martin Racing Point, Force India.
I don't know what the right tone
Well, I
is.
spoke to it, Ben. You don't know more about him.
Wouldn't it be PlayStation versus Xbox?
I just can't believe
Nope,
it.
I'm gonna go
The
Sony.
top
You
two
can
in
go
the
Sony,
point,
Microsoft.
Markle and Ben, they come out, they set 117.0s within 1/10 of each other. They come out, they set 116s within 1/10, or one, they set their first lap times within 1/100th of each other. They set their 116s within 1/10 of each other. They are literally on the same level as one another in qualifying.
It looks like we're gonna have a battle for throughout because 1 and 2 are close, 3 and 4 are close, and 6 and 7 are close. So Ben's just kind of off by himself a little bit there. Has to gain a little bit to get to Dan and Foursquare, or lose a little bit for Many Things and BG.
On board with Dan, on a flyer, goes third quickest, they 116.904 for Dan. Kind of tapping into his experience from back in the day.
Trying to show us he still has it here, but still about 5/10 off the leader.
Yeah. Closer to 6/10, yeah.
Ah, damn it. You can't change fuel load after park permit kicks in.
Foursquare in the non-papaya McLaren. The papaya, but not papaya.
They just found a chassis, man. They're barely out here today.
Falling on a budget.
But yeah,
They're unsponsored out here. They just
Foursquare did improve on his time to a 117.094.
So,
yeah.
Rick Ware Racing strat then.
even though Foursquare is third in points.
Speaking of Rick Ware Racing,
Winning
they just
a race.
won the LMP2 AM Championship.
I mean, it was a series that only had, or a class that only had like 3 cars, so.
Let them celebrate.
Three
They don't
cars,
celebrate
Rick Ware with
much.
4 of them.
Guaranteed podium. More than what they're ever going to do in NASCAR.
Hey, it was a field of 3 cars. Rick Ware had 4 of them.
Well, yeah, when they had fucking Timmy Hill and Garrett Smithley driving their cars.
And how about our championship leader, Ben, out on a timed lap with 3 minutes remaining in the session, all over the curbing as he heads down to turn 5. Let's see him through the chicane this time round, through 6. And hits the apex in turn 7. Markle on an outlap. Knows he can't let Ben improve his lap time unchallenged. Ben all over the curbing on the exit of turn 11.
It's going to be a little bit cleaner lap for Ben, but don't know if it's going to be faster.
Heading down to turn number 14. Let's see what lap time Ben will set to try to secure a pole position. It will not be an improvement. It'll be a 1:16.429 that lap. How about Markle? Can he improve upon his lap time? So the key thing to take away there is even Ben running a clean lap, like making sure he didn't cut the chicane there, he still set a faster lap time than Markle. So in that regard, that is still up in the air. Markle losing control there in turn 6. He's going to abort his lap. He's probably just going to have to cool off the tires and go again. He does not have much time. Dad, four square. Oh, the round goes David.
Fuck this damn curb.
Turn 5 get him?
Yep.
How about many things up to a 118.333?
With this, if Marco doesn't go again, this is the last set of tires, so this is, for Ben and him, this is it.
Yeah, he has to cool off his tires and go again on this set or it's over.
Oh, and BG and Ben wreck!
Oh, and a crash!
Oh, we got a wreck.
It looked like BG just ran right into the back of Ben from what I got of it. I don't...
Yeah, heavy right front wing damage for the 97.
I didn't get all of it, but BG just looked like it ran right in the back of Ben.
I was on a fast lap. I thought that they were going to give me the line.
And that kind of sucks for Brian. He said he was on a fast lap, and Ben was, I believe, on a cooldown lap. He should have been another warm-up lap. That hurts for Brian.
I was like 5/10 up as well.
Yeah, trying to compete with many things around.
As we said that, I think Ben's, Markle's on another flyer here.
He is on it, trying to top Ben, knowing how important this race is. 4 Grand Prix remaining. This is the 4th to last Grand Prix of the season, and knowing Monaco is the big one at the end of the calendar that he has to prepare for. There's a caution in Sector 2 as the session draws to a close.
Dan just letting us know his talent, don't worry about it.
Honestly, Monaco is just gonna be a try not to crash.
And into the barrier goes David. Markle top of the charts, a 1:16.267 for Markle to the top of the table. And Ben is not competing with that lap time. So Markle looks to be starting on the pole. Oh, yes,
I got crippling wing damage.
Let's see if Dan has anything to say about it. And he is not trying.
But Dan, well, I said Dan went off that lap. He went off at turn 5, just like everybody else. It seems like that's going to be the notorious corner.
So that will be it for qualified, and Markle doing his job in getting the pole position here at Hungary, keeping his foot in the door.
Many thanks.
Yep.
You ready to put on the best show of the race?
Most possibly, if I could stay with you. I'm like,
You're like a second off of me.
Malin, do you think Markle has what it takes to stay with Ben for the rest of this title run?
Hopefully.
Markle definitely has enough talent and speed to do it, but it just Markle is a lot more prone to mistakes.
And will mistakes not happen?
Markle is so much more prone to mistakes than Ben. Ben usually can run a really clean race, and Markle usually has mistakes throughout the race, so it all depends on how much Marco can manage his races.
That's
And
right.
as we
Ben
saw-
is very smooth.
But as we
The
saw in Bahrain,
biggest thing that's going to come into
something.
the biggest thing that's going to come into effect is when you guys are racing so hard. One of you get caught out in turn 5.
So here's the results from qualifying. Markle, Ben, Dan, Foursquare, David, Many Things, and Brian. The 7 drivers and their results from qualifying. Another thing to Ben's advantage is that he just won his 19th career EWRL F1 Grand Prix last week in Britain at Silverstone. So looking for Grand Prix number 20 and career win number 20 in the league. So a lot of momentum his way, and that number of Grand Prix victories for him in 65 total Grand Prix, that's not even saying that he started all of them because he hasn't, it's just absolutely wild. He's close to going 33% on Grand Prix. That's saying he started 60 of them. I don't know. He is definitely, he has a good record at these. So here we go. A 35 lap on our hands, but before we get that off, we have the all-important formation lap. A little bit of overcast as these drivers take to their warm-up lap. Alright, on the front row. Here we go, Mal. How about this? Our top 2 in points are starting 1-2, as they usually do every week. Markle, though, with the better grid spot.
The last time I saw these two battle at Austria, Marco had Ben's number for most of the race, and then it came down to pit strategy where Ben just out-strategized him there at the end.
Yep. Here we go, row 2. Our 2-time series champ straight out of the zoo is Dan. Starting in 3rd, we'll have the unsponsored number 79 of Foursquare riding 4th. Dan about 7 points out from taking over the 4th position in points, as Invader will not be making it to this Grand Prix, so pretty much all Dan has to do is finish the Grand Prix 6th or better, and he will take over the 4th position in points. Row 3, we've got David and Many Things. They have been battling for the past few Grand Prix already, and this one should not be any different. In row 4, we have Brian coming straight off the street after a little bit of a hiatus. Was slated to start this season with us, and unfortunate circumstances prevented him from starting the season with us, but he's back here. It's Grand Prix number 18, but he's ready to roll. Here we go, 35 lapper about to get underway here at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
It's like if Crofty was a good commentator.
Oh, that's
And here we go. It's time to bring the action. We've got 5 red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go. Markle with a great start, trying to fend off and clear Ben. He will do so on the way to turn number 1. Hallow up the inside. Here comes Many Things, looking to
Right
fend.
into one, and Dan's gonna get a little bit turned there, but he ends up to manage to straighten the car out.
Yeah, holding on to it as he looks to the right side of David. Foursquare dropping back as well.
Foursquare off the track there a little bit, off of 2. Foursquare back to last from 4th.
How about the
and
all-important thing for Markle to get clear of Ben, and it's game on.
Dan and Foursquare both 2 and 3 losses in just a few turns.
And how about Brian up 1 spot from where he started already, working on the 2-time series champ
Many
of
things
Dan.
up to 3. He gained 3 positions with that move, and then 1.
Yeah, and trying to fend off David as he
Oh,
makes
and
contact.
Advantage hits him.
Yeah, Many Things just trying to hold on to the podium for the moment. We've seen that a lot from Many Things. He's able to get into a podium position, and then he kind of falls off in the middle of the Grand Prix.
Don't worry, he only had a mild heart attack.
Benj is racing him real hard here, but can't manage to get around him here.
Yeah, Marco with the fastest lap on the opening lap of the Grand Prix. Look at the defending all the way down to turn 1.
Ducks out. But he still can't, with the not preferred lane, he still can't get it done.
This is tight. Many things very methodical with the defense here. Many things already knows that David is faster than him, but he is being very smart with where he places his car. Rolling over the curbs as they head through turn 4. Oh, he has to get out of the gas a little bit, David does.
And Dan off the track.
Our intervals are a little... Oh, almost making contact with Foursquare.
And Dan off the track again in 11.
You almost spun me, David.
Twice in the same corner.
I know.
Look at this battle raging on for third.
As Dan and Foursquare catching back up, they're trying to take back third and fourth.
Marco with the fastest lap, a 1:21.479.
Marco already up to his second lead, so no DRS for Ben. Foursquare ducks out underneath Dan into 1.
Yeah,
Foursquare's going to get the pass,
clear, but
Dan's going to cross him over.
The crossover, looking to get the run into turn 3. Sorry, turn 2.
Oh, and Foursquare locks up. Dan back underneath him.
He thinks it's always you I end up.
Great racing up and down the scoring pylon.
Foursquare able to clear him now.
Contact up front. I think David got into the gearbox of many things.
I lost it over the curve. I caught it, but he hit me.
Yep.
Basically.
All of this going on 5 seconds behind Markle. How about Ben bringing it within that 1 second threshold? He will have DRS next time around if he can stay at that advantage. How about David going way off the track? Here comes Foursquare.
And with that, Dan has lost touch with them by a little bit after getting passed by Foursquare. Foursquare trying to duck below Avenge.
Trying to get the run off of turn 13. He can't get the run. Looking to the outside in 14. Trying to cross him over now.
Ben's still sticking with it, trying to get by him. He has the preferred lane into 1. With
Foursquare
DRS,
trying to
DRS2.
Get his wing down there. Side by side through 1. David with the preferred line on the exit. Oh, this is insane.
Wasn't gonna get it.
There's so much understeer because I broke off a big portion.
It's just the track. Once the softs are
I don't see much wing damage on that 36.
Foursquare able to clear him into 4th. Finally back up to his qualifying position.
There is a little, I think, on the right front, but not a lot that I think it'd have that much of an effect.
Oh,
Dan off the track.
It's orange. That's how bad I hit.
At a track like this, man, how much is just chipping off that little winglet on the right side gonna affect the car and its handling?
That much.
Quite a bit for this, especially if it's affecting you in those off-camber turns like turn 2. Can really hurt through there.
Back up front, look at Ben. Closing the gap on Markle. He's got the DRS. He's got the slipstream diving to the inside. Markle trying to cross him over. Now can Markle hang? As Ben had DRS on the way to turn 2 as well. Now Markle.
With Markle, when Markle tried to get that huge gap out of so he wouldn't get DRS, did he use up his tires a little bit?
Yeah, he might have been on the gas and a little wide for Ben there. Let's see through turn 5. He can keep the car under control.
Something I'm struggling to do right now.
Join the club. I can't turn.
I know.
Look at Foursquare. Great run on many things.
That's not a passing zone.
Trying to pass. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He's trying to pass through 8 and 9, which is not enough room there. Had to back out right away.
It's like a short shoot.
Back up front, Marco right on the gearbox of Ben.
Many things has been defending really well. Was able to defend Venge and now Foursquare pretty well here.
Yeah, many things. He has a lot of that. He usually gets out to a great position and then a lot of fast cars catch up to him, and he has a lot of practice defending his spot. Here we go, back on the front straight with Marco. Looking, diving to the inside.
The preferred lane into 1.
Now Marco trying to get the great exit. Side by side to turn 2.
It's funny, the only real corner I'm struggling with is
Marco
that,
off the track, Ben goes by.
It's that kink where I kept running into you.
Marco's able to still stay with him here, even though he lost all that time to Ben.
Yeah, this is an important battle. Right now, Marco holds the fastest lap, so at this moment, the gap is down to 4 points for Ben. But the way they are running right now, it would be 11 points for Ben. There's a caution in Sector 2. That's Dan.
Dan around at turn 5, like I said. We're going to have probably a couple victims here at turn 5.
There's Malco's favorite line. Around goes Dan.
And BG spinning in the chicane.
Someone's off ahead of me. It's P2.
Right after BG gets out of last, he says, I want last back.
And around goes Marco.
And Marco spun!
Off of turn 11.
What?
And a lot of wing damage.
What is going on?
Marco's going to have to pit. Like I told you at the beginning of the race, Marco was really prone to mistakes.
That might have been him trying really hard to stay with Ben. Ben into the pit lane, by the way.
Oh, no.
Marco just driving it way too hard, trying to get with Ben there and just wrecking.
Ben keeping the heads up, knowing that he crashed. Here comes Dan as well, pitting on the same lap of Marco. Ben is down and away. Many things takes over the race lead.
With Foursquare back into third, what happened to Foursquare? Oh, yeah, that's what I was about. What happened to Foursquare?
I think everybody's tires have kind of worn to the same extent that everybody's kind of gone around, and out of everybody, I think many things has had the best car control, maybe other than Ben.
I mean, P6 to P1.
P5 to P2. I can't make this chicane. I called fucking many things through it.
Just really surprised, even though I ended up saying at the beginning of the race, Marco is prone to mistakes, so I had to clean it up here with only 4 races remaining.
Yeah, he's in a really big hole right now. Looking at about a 27-second gap between him and Ben. So he's gonna need something to happen where Ben makes an extra pit stop or something for Marco to.
Foursquare in the pit lane.
It's funny, as the run's gone on, car's acting like the wing was never damaged.
Do you guys?
I don't really see damage there.
Could I take a pair?
I see it right there on the right side.
Yeah, I'm missing the end plate.
Yeah, he
with
is
that,
missing
with Ben pitting, he's only 5.5 seconds behind these two.
Yeah, Ben only 6.7 seconds out of the race lead.
Do you think like a pair of mediums would last to the end of the race?
No, a pair of hards will. If you do mediums, you got to stop it.
Yeah. I don't know if that'd be worth it though. You probably make up the time actually.
Faster the mediums are than the hards.
So mediums are better.
Mine are 26.99 with
So
that.
many things able to conserve his tires, go a little bit longer than everybody else. Let's see what many things decides to do this time around. He's in a great spot right now.
7 laps on soft is quite a few laps here though.
And he'll go another lap as David will come in. Many things really extending the life of his softs. Maybe trying to maximize the time he can go on mediums as Ben sets the fastest lap, a 1:21.064. Can he go on a stint on the mediums long enough to where he can put on another set of softs and go to the end?
What did you say?
Can he pit for a set of mediums, you think, and fit a set of softs on a second stint at the end?
I still thought just go for a set of hards and go for the end.
If I was you, I'd go medium to soft. If you can stretch them.
I mean,
which you showing you can't stretch them, so it's medium to soft from here. That'd be a many-thing strategy from here.
Alright.
You're kind of making your bed now where you're going to have to do something different. Because you're going so long, if you pit it for the hards...
How early Ben and all them pit, they probably medium, well, soft, medium, medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long many things have stayed out here, he's going to have to do something a little different. It's caution sector 2.
My tires are 80%.
That might have been Dan.
Did you say your tires are at 80%?
80%.
Here comes many things. Almost missing pit entry.
With this, Foursquare pit quite a bit before them, got fresher tires earlier. Let's see how much the undercut helps them to actually get by many things. Which most of this race, many things has been Newman. So this is going to be a...
Yeah, very important here. Many things is down and away, but he's got a long pit lane.
Looks like Foursquare will be able to get ahead of him.
Oh, there goes Foursquare, yep.
I should have boxed with Foursquare. Wait.
Let's see.
Foursquare went on lap 6, I think.
Strategy has in store as Ben has a 16-second lead over Foursquare. Not missing anything up front or around the rest of the track.
It's the same, but different.
We'll have to see how much Marco can actually make inroads on Avenged and many things, see if he can catch back up with them, save a few points here just in case if Ben has his own mistakes later on.
Yes, that's usually how it goes. Like,
yeah, Marco really has to focus right now on catching David, because that's that's the only other person on his strategy. And he's got to maximize what he can do here, because the Grand Prix victory, unless there's a safety car or Ben makes a mistake, looks to be out of reach for Marco already.
This is just this race is just managed points, and hopefully later on, like Monaco, the final race, maybe Ben wrecks or a problem happens to him then. This is just to save some points here, as much points as he can.
Yeah, you'd really think Marco would have thought maybe more big picture on some of his moves or or something.
But that's the thing with Marco. If you want to compare Marco to someone, it's about Stenhouse or Tyler Reddick. Going for it 100% every lap, not giving a fuck about the big picture. He's just going for it.
Yeah, it works for him every time.
Yeah, it doesn't work all the time. It works sometimes, but at the end of the day, Marco tried his ass off, and that's all you could say about him.
It works works 0.5% of the time.
You know, at the end of the day, Marco gave 100%, and that's good enough for him, probably.
Oh, come here, main thing.
It's not over by far. A lot of things can happen in this Grand Prix, but it's not looking pretty.
Like, the leader could literally just go off in a crash.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's fair.
If you can get a safety car, that'd be good.
Yeah, a safety car would be cool.
It's happened before when a race leader has crashed in this league.
I mean,
didn't that happen in like?
Well, yeah, we can go back to one of my wins in season 3, in the shortened season 3 at Monaco. Dan was leading, he wrecked, and I managed to win the race from second.
Or how about let's flash back to Russia a couple seasons ago.
You, Emerson,
on the last lap of the race, Pro was leading.
The lead.
It started to sprinkle a bit. He didn't change to wet tires and just completely just ruined through the bus stop section. Couldn't brake in time, and then Dan ends up winning the race, if I remember.
Yeah, Russia, yeah.
That's rough. . Imagine losing out a race on the last... Oh, dude.
Oh yeah, he hadn't won a race ever.
Well,
that was about to be his first one too.
Then the very next week, he wins at Spain.
Oh yeah, he won the next week, but he had never won a race yet. And I was on the last lap. Yeah, it started raining.
The bad part about up until he wrecks, we were teasing about don't wreck, and then all of a sudden we see him go off.
Here we go, the battle for first starting to pick up again. Many things under attack from David. They're on differing strategies.
With Avenge back with a new front wing now.
Yeah, David on the hard tires, Many things on the mediums. We'll see how hard Many things fights David as he has to try to nurse his mediums to the point where he can pit and go on a set of softs to the end.
You know, Many things is right now this league's Newman, tough as hell to pass.
He is every week. He has gotten himself into some great positions. He's able to hold on to them for a while. And around the outside goes David.
He still can't clear him there. They're going to be racing into two.
Many things fighting hard. A little bit of contact.
Tires. I'll hit my front wing again.
Heads up racing. Many things drives it in there.
I understand.
Many things off the track a little bit.
And I think this is now where Many things says, all right, let him. Oh, around goes Many things.
Oop. Oop.
You hate to see it.
As I was saying, Many things will say, let him go. Let him go on his own strategy, and Many things crashes, losing most of his front wing.
My race is over.
Well, in the light of this story, Marco has gained another position.
That is true. Marco now about 4 seconds back of David.
Now the next car I need to look for is Avenge.
Yeah. Needs to get around David. That's the driver on the same strategy as him.
I always throw away a podium.
Probably, unless you show some amazing speed, probably not going to get Foursquare through the remainder of this race.
Man.
Except, of course, if Foursquare makes an extra pit stop that Marco doesn't have to. Or David. Dan into the 5th position as Many things pits.
But with this, Marco and Foursquare, I think both have to make another stop. I think all this is Marco can go to softs from here, and Foursquare will have to go to mediums on his next stop.
And now Many things pits the hards. He's trying to go to the end. Just kind of call this one a wash. Maybe race Brian a little bit.
I'm just gonna wait for next.
I think if a spanner got put into your plans.
And now I'm literally seconds ahead of last when I was in podium.
I'll be right back.
Boy, how
those food.
Wait, someone's behind me. Is that the race leader?
I don't know. Are you in last?
I'm 6th. But
That would not be the race leader then. That would be 7th.
it says they're 25 seconds. Oh, never mind.
That was the interval when you went through the first sector, maybe.
Yeah.
And now Foursquare is closing the gap to under 15 seconds between the top two. Foursquare, it's a long shot, but should Ben make a mistake, Foursquare is in prime position to take another Grand Prix victory.
I've noticed a pattern.
How about the trooper that Foursquare is, fighting hard this season without his teammate, a lot of Grand Prix this season. Foursquare carrying the torch high for that team.
Oh, son of a bitch.
So basically, the way races go from now on is I battle with David, David passes me, I crash.
No, what it's gonna be is, like, we battle, I break my front wing, we battle again, you're out. This is 3 straight races I broke my fucking my front wing on you.
Welcome back.
I really think Many things should, as soon as David passed Many things, he should have just let him go and kind of gathered. They were on different strategies anyway.
I think he won too after I closed the door on
yeah,
him.
with, with that, even though with Avenger's strategy, when he Well, many things would be going to softs. Avenge would still have to be on hards for a little bit longer. He could have caught some time on the soft, and then when he had to pit, probably been ahead of him by then.
Oh, there's Marco.
I used literally every set of soft tires I had in qualifying. I know.
Maybe you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, each time I went out, I was on a new set. I went out 3 times. The first time I tried it, I never meant to do it again.
How about Markle closing the gap on David? Ben opened up his gap on Foursquare, another 0.6 of a second.
This race was made by Ferrari strategist gang. I'm literally wearing my Ferrari team jersey right now. Like, you can't get even more irony than that.
With that, Foursquare is not really catching, but he's not falling back. Foursquare is keeping a consistent distance with Ben. Don't know how much Ben is trying right now, but that's something.
Yeah, Foursquare did have the gap down to 14 and a half seconds at one point. Now up to 16 seconds, but gaining once again. Does have a lot fresher tires than Ben does.
What Jeff told me and what the interval say are both a loss.
Jeff is on now.
Jeff told me it was 8.5. The interval across the line said 9.
Dang.
Mark right now has it down to 2.8 seconds.
Yeah, Marco really needs a spot. Kind of on damage control right now. He had the point for the fastest lap. Ben took that one as well.
With this hard strategy, though, he can wait the longest and go on the softs the latest, so he has the best shot for the fastest lap here.
That's
Ben
true.
probably has to go to another mediums.
We're coming up to the halfway point of this Grand Prix.
Grand Prix.
See Marco really closing the gap a little bit more. David is able to get his gap down to 24 seconds off of Ben. And we check in with the Zebra in 5th.
Who's the secret?
Dan.
It do be African fish.
What did you say?
I heard Doobie African boy.
That's what I thought he said.
He said zebra, so I said it do be African though.
Take that how you will.
Okay. We're gonna go to break. No.
Dan, you're 5th right now. You know, if you're really from Africa, you should be, driving faster here. If you actually want to get fed today.
Oh man.
Oh my god, no.
If you don't win, you don't eat.
And all of a sudden, Dan is in ERS 5.
And all of a sudden, this broadcast was taken down.
From what? Because he knows Ben will not share with him.
Oh man.
Remember the last time Dan took the fastest lap from Ben? Ben remembers.
Oh man, that was a feisty moment.
He still ain't let him back in his house.
Yeah, right now Ben, at the moment, holds a 19-point lead over Markle. Markle really desperate to get to that 3rd position, maybe get that fastest lap as well.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Performing like a Williams right now, I swear. I even ordered one of their jerseys yesterday.
Are you Kubica or Russell?
Probably Kubica.
Yes. Kubica's better.
Yeah.
No, Nicholas Latifi gonna win championship.
But he's not gonna do anything in that Williams.
Man blew his engine. Got in the car and blew the engine right away.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
When?
Like
The
first
gap
race.
between David and Markle now down to 2 seconds. Coming around to 15 laps remaining in the Grand Prix.
Oh boy. Either get that corner right or I go sideways.
Marco down to 1.6 seconds.
And Markle's a coming.
Foursquare just losing a bunch of time now, down to 17.
He does have a lap on Ben in terms of tire wear. Oh wow, he is not using that to his advantage.
Probably because you know the speed gap they started with. That's why Foursquare was catching and keeping with him, probably because he used up that whole tire lap gap. Just trying to keep with them.
And or Ben was conserving tires. How about Marco with the fastest lap on the hards? A 121 point. Was that an 862 or an 062? It was 062. How about that?
Like I was saying, Marco, even though right now he should just be conserving points, just trying to make his way to avenge, he's pushing 100% all the time.
But how about that? He gets another point back. It's down to 18 points between Ben and Markle. At the moment. Let's see how hard Ben pushes in response.
I think Ben right now is just going to take the win. He's not going to try to push too hard to... Never mind!
A 120.803 from Ben!
Like you thought.
He shut Malcolm right up!
There are competitors out here, so even though he should conserve and just try and take the win, man's still trying to prove he's better than Markle.
He's not going to do it. Oh, he did it.
He's 100% competitive at it. They're just going for it.
He's not going to take this one sitting down.
Alright, Markle now on the gearbox of David. Markle got his lap time down to a 121.013, and Markle needs another set of tires if he's going to beat Ben's lap time. So back to a 19-point advantage for Ben. Let's see what Markle does. Ben into the pit lane. Probably fitting another set of mediums to go to the end, and that is what he's doing.
With this pit stop, it pretty much almost ensures Markle can get the fastest lap. With these hard tires, he's going to be able to go a lot longer and then probably fit a soft tires. Probably fit soft tires about lap 28 to 29.
But Ben is down in the way. David with the fastest lap, but then Markle, a 120.624 for Markle. David trying to break the slipstream down the front straightaway. Here we go. Now we're racing.
Sorry, I saw Markle run up on me. It just brought the aggressiveness.
Marco may have caught up to Avenged here, but he hasn't had an opportunity to pass. It seems Avenged has stepped up his game a little bit since he's caught him.
He stepped it up. He took the fastest lap for a second, but Marco got it right back to an 18-point advantage for Ben on the 0-lap old mediums that Ben is on.
See, with this still, even though Marco's here, there's just no opportunity to pass. He's keeping a good enough gap, Avenged, since he caught him.
Yeah, Marco is on 2-lap older hards, though. Marco really getting everything he can out of those hards. But has to be careful that not to overwork those hards too much, where he can't stay out long enough to pit for softs. Marco with the DRS, which probably helped him in his lap time. Here we go again.
I'm really out here with 4 laps of extra fuel. So
Why?
I run the car in the
Four square might, or 4 square. Many things all around goes Marco!
Spins! Marco, another mistake when he's just...
That's turn 4.
Needs to
caught him out.
Needs to conserve points and just... Another mistake.
Wow, that one hurts. He
sting.
took off the left front of his, left part of his wing.
2 wrecks in the same kind of corner, turn 4 and turn 11. Just flat out corners where there's a real bumpy curb on the exit.
Yeah. Yes, Marco caught out on the exit, trying his hardest. Ben taking the fastest lap, adding fuel to the fire. A 19-point advantage for Ben at the moment, a 119. He's set 4th square into the pit lane.
Marco's probably just going to have to pit for mediums now.
Yeah, he's going to come in now and pit for mediums. Fourth square fits a fresh set of mediums.
With the gap he has, he probably can stay in 4th, but 3rd, the podium, is probably out of his reach now.
Dan goes to 4th.
4 square.
And Marco may even lose 4th.
But Dan still has to pit for another set of medium, old softs actually. But I don't know how much longer Dan can go because he has run 18 laps on the hards.
I've seen people go up to 21 laps on hards. Can these guys go that long?
Don't know, because they're running real hard on these tires. They're not like conserving tires. You can see they're going for fast laps and all that. Mark was setting fastest laps, and he was on 16 lap tires.
Yeah, I don't know. Dan's setting fastest laps on his tires. I think he's just kind of riding. The Hungarian claiming victims today. How about David? Up into the 2nd position, 11 seconds off of Ben.
Put that now, probably the best for getting the fastest lap may be Avenged with softs.
Yeah, we already saw he had the fastest lap for that split second. Marco may have something for this fastest lap here. We keep an eye on Marco as Brian heads into the pit lane. Just trying to stay on the lead lap. Cool. And Brian will go 1 lap down.
almost fucking put in for, I think, a intermediate.
Oh, yes. Moist track.
Moist.
Like a sponge cake.
This will be the first lap on the mediums for Markle for a lap time. Let's see what he gets, and not fastest.
Yeah, that just really hurts for Markle. We thought Markle would have done well. He qualified on pole, hanging with Ben and everything, and then crashed early off of turn 11.
Ben got around him, and Markle just trying to chase after him, and drove it a little bit too hard into 11.
And then on damage control, trying his hardest to get up to third, and he got up to David, and he spun off of 4. Now Markle, I think, just trying to get out of here. At the moment, Ben has a 21-point advantage leaving here today. At the moment.
Fuck it, we're going for fastest.
And Avenge has pit for softs finally.
Yeah, David's pitted for softs. 7 laps on the softs, so he's gonna go. 4 squares now, up to second. Dan into the 4th position and staying there for the moment. Markle is coming though.
Dan has now run 21 laps on those hards. What you predicted you can go to?
Yeah, we'll see how much longer he can go.
Ow!
Caution in sector 2. That's David.
And Avenge DNFs with
and a virtual
just
safety car. Oh, that sucks. Markle wish it was a real safety car.
Fuck's sakes.
But
and
Markle
on those softs, pushing way too hard on a warm-up, just looking towards the future.
Yeah, he was trying to get the fastest lap, and he will DNF, and he will not get points for this race because he will not make it within the 90% mark.
For Avenge, it looked like a possible podium. I don't know if it's his first podium, but a possible podium, and
I think would have been his first.
He was like, didn't he get a podium on his debut?
Yes, he did at Spain. That's right. Markle wishes, everybody but Ben wishes this was a real safety car.
With this helps Dan to go another lap on hards.
Yeah, Brian wishes he could have gotten a lap back here.
Is Dan once again going to steal the fastest lap from his brother?
Unless Markle just crashes again.
The virtual safety car is out, or has been undeployed. Markle now 3 seconds back of Dan, trying to get a podium, which would really help in damage control. And if Markle was able to,
this is the position he's going for again. That second wreck kind of never happened now where he is, because he raced for third before, and now he's racing for third again.
And Markle has a little bit new life here in the final 6 laps. Now he cannot wreck, though. He has to at least finish where he is at the bare minimum. Yeah, but right now,
with this, he can just ride behind Dan. You don't need to push the car that much, because Dan's gonna have to pit.
That's right. Now Markle maybe conserves what he's got and tries to go for the fastest lap.
Almost lost that. I hate these curves so much.
And then right now in third, here goes Markle.
Already going for the position.
Driving to the inside of Dan. How hard is Dan gonna fight? Dan gives it to him.
And on the curve, a little bit of loose there off the corner.
Watch them put each other in the wall.
But now Markle probably goes for the fastest lap now.
Dan, 23 laps on these tires.
Alright. And now we've caught up with David. David, what happened there? Alright. Good answer.
Getting reports from the medical crew that he may not be okay.
He was sobbing in the care center. We did not catch up with him. It was a misleading
We tried
report.
to get someone there with a microphone, but he just pushed him away.
Rest in peace.
So yeah, Marco onto the podium, and Ben still holds the fastest lap at the moment, which means Ben would gain 11 points out of this race to his 5 points. He would have a 16-point advantage leaving here, which is still a lot, but a lot less than what it would have been a couple laps ago for Marco.
Is that a wild bend behind me? I'm not trying to get lapped. Heck no.
Ooh, many things. Doesn't
I
want to
said
get
the last time Ben was here, he lapped the whole field. So right now we only have one casualty, looking for two.
I think there'll be 2 casualties because revenge.
Yeah, you wreck. There's actually an on-track lapping. You're being
Fastest.
christened. Being christened into the Church of Brother Ben.
Churchill Brother Ben.
Let's make that a thing. I want to complete a full 35 laps. Leave me alone.
I'm just looking at Ben's car now. He tried to get most of the colors on his car.
Oh no.
Ben definitely does have the gap to kind of leave many things alone. Here
Dan
comes
finally fit.
Dan looking for the fastest lap. Oh,
His brother's already
Dan.
getting the knife out of his drawer.
Here we go. Dan fits the set of softs. The fuel tank is at its lightest. You know, Ben also does have the gap to pit for a set of softs.
Since Ben is catching Newman and he's a lap car right now, could Ben possibly get wrecked?
Yeah, but Ben, maybe he should have pitted last lap if he was going to do this, has the gap to pit and go for the fastest lap. 27 seconds. And try to protect his 1 point.
The tire has been on.
Been on mediums for
The
10
mediums.
laps.
Does he have a set of softs is also a question. Many things trying to keep the car to control. Oh wow!
I hate that corner. I've crashed at it like once today.
Many things going off the track now.
Have you been getting blue flags?
Yeah, I've been.
And
getting
he just
flags.
lets him by.
I guess 34 laps it is.
Oh, and many things completely off the track.
Dude.
Rough day from anything.
Markle into the pit lane for a set of softs. He's going for the fastest lap.
For a little bit there, it looked like many things possibly is second place, and then
I know.
Oh, is Markle gonna hold on to third? Dan's coming with full head of steam.
Oh, Ben's
He has about 5 seconds.
pitting.
Ben's into the pits. He's going for the fastest lap. Here we go.
He hit the wall on entry. I saw the smoke. The best get up.
Here we go. He fits the set of softs. Everybody's going for the fastest lap here. See what Fourscore does. He does not.
I might as well.
Actually, that might be smart if Ben.
Marco just pit.
Yeah, he did. He's going for the fastest lap. Since Dan pitted, he knows he had the space to pit himself. Here we go. Let's see what will happen here. Markle is on a warm-up lap, but Dan is on a timed lap. Here we go. What can Dan set?
At the end of the race, it just turned into qualifying.
Yeah, we got qualifying going on here. These fuel tanks, they're the lightest they will be all race. Here we go. Many things will stay on the lead lap.
Unboxing.
No, many things go to the fastest lap. Dan does not set a lap there fast enough.
Putting on my best tires.
Actually, he did set a lap, but I think it was invalidated.
Oh no, it was 19.5.
Oh, I don't see it.
Oh no, it's not the fastest lap, but I'm saying the lap.
Oh, I see it. Never mind, you're right.
Oh no, am I not gonna? I'm left out, aren't I?
Hmm?
I'm left. That was Ben who passed me, wasn't it?
No.
Oh. Yeah, it was. So I'm not gonna get set a lap. You go to the last lap.
I don't know, last lap yeah.
Yeah, I'm on lap 34.
With that, Ben's only time to get a fastest lap was the final lap.
Yep. He's gonna try to get a caution in sector 1.
He's gonna try and get a caution in sector 1.
Here comes Markle.
Oh no.
Markle the fastest lap, a 1:18.731, and around goes many things.
And I'm P6.
And BG's gonna finish in front of someone on the track.
Yeah, that's a battle for position. Now many things is losing. Now Ben trying to go for the fastest lap on the final lap. What a wild turn of events. Markle taking that 1 point back. Ben on the final lap. Wide on the exit. He gets it. A 1:18.518 for Ben. Does Markle have it here? One more lap? Or was he not going for on his final lap?
A
3-second time penalty for Dan.
And trying too hard for fastest lap.
Yep. Foursquare finishes the race in second. Very slow across the line.Maybe out of gas.
Spun it.
Markle does have his fuel thing up right now, so he may run out.
I'm so mad. P6. I hate this.
And Markle has not set a faster lap there. Brian finishes 5th.
And Dan's time is invalidated, so...
Yeah.
For the 19.3 anyway.
Yeah. So, Ben leaves out of here 16 points added to his name in terms of points to Markle. And... $21 points, the advantage for Ben at the top of the table. Got it. All right. So, let's see if we can catch our podium finishes this week. Markle, 3rd place finish, but a hard-fought 3rd place finish. You weren't even slated to get 3rd place. You were looking like you were gonna get 5th place. So, in that sense, how does 3rd place feel?
Oh, okay.
Fine.
21 points, but you got some wild cards coming up. You got China coming up, one of your better tracks.
Wow.
It's over.
Monza's next week. Monza's a wild card.
Ooh, that's my best track. Maybe I can podium.
All you need is 7 points of Grand Prix. Which means you have to win every Grand Prix if Ben finishes 2nd every Grand Prix. If.
No, with that they would tie and...
They would tie and Ben would have it on wins, I think. Yeah, he would have it after today. But it's not over. You're very much alive. One mistake from Ben, and you're right back in it.
And when does he make mistakes?
Force him into one.
Tried that. I failed.
That's true. He wrecked, I think, coming to pit road on Baku.
On rain, yes.
Congratulations on your first place finish. I know it's not what you wanted. It was a hard fought race. But the fact that you even got third in a race like this was something.
Fuck that turn. That last one that it got me. I don't care about the first spin. I was pushing too hard there.
Yeah, that turn 4.
That second one. That fucking turn is ass. I fucking hate that. It's so fucking loose. Like, Ben, you got loose. I'm like, yes, he almost wrecked. And then here comes me. Fuck. That turn is fucking shit.
Oh, yeah,
Right, I'm gonna probably go do the third NRAs now.
Right.
So.
Italy, China, Monaco. Markle, you're still alive.
Or no.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, but
Alright. Congratulations on the third place finish. We're joined by second place finisher Foursquare. What's your thought on all the everything that happened there at the end? Around you, but you didn't take part of.
Yeah, I had nothing to gain there, and I don't think I really had what it took to get that fastest lap. I mean, Ben and Marco are fast, man. They've been all season, and I feel like my place has been, a good goal has been third place. They're definitely a little bit quicker. So I'm happy with second. Feel bad for Marco though, but it is what it is. It's a tough track. That's a very tough track. Fun, but it's tough.
ass. It's ass. It's ass. I prefer Monaco over this. Like,
I forgot the Xfinity race was happening right now. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone else watch the 6 hours of Coda today?
No, Sergeant.
What's today?
But yeah, again, another one of your quiet but powerful second place finishes, carrying the team on your back as Devin was out enjoying the race at Las Vegas.
I was gonna say, that's right, he wasn't here.
He's excused.
No, he's not.
He's excused. What do you think you got going here at Monza, China, or Monaco? What's on the calendar for you in those 3 races?
I mean, Monza's fun. Monza's definitely fun. You gotta hit your corners right though, or your braking points there. And then Monaco. It's a crapshoot there. We'll see who can finish there. Exactly.
Congratulations on the second place finish, and we will see you next week at Monza.
Thank you.
And we are joined by our race winner. I think this is your 10th Grand Prix victory of the season. 3, 6. It would be your 10th.
I just want one to get untied, Just one.
Well, you're gonna make me think back past our 3-week hiatus.
5, I think.
In a row?
I think so. I've ranked like 4 in a row.
4, 5. Yeah, it's been 5 in a row since 5 Grand Prix since Mark. 5 Grand Prix since Markle's last victory. 2.
Yep.
One he wasn't there.
Wow.
That was the only race me and Minnie thinks didn't have a battle in.
Which one?
Actually, this is your 6th Grand Prix victory in a row. Good Lord, Mercedes. But wow, you are just carrying the team on your back. When is your brother gonna get a win? When he tries.
Yeah, that's what I was doing at the beginning of the season. I played the game a lot. I don't play no more. I kind of miss doing the career, and then I'm like, not really. I was thinking about getting NASCAR 15 now on PC.
So,
Let's play.
your 10th Grand Prix victory of the season. Monza, China, Monaco left. 21-point advantage. What's it gonna take to get it done?
Oh wait, yeah, Dan, when we load in the game, I'm gonna have to pause it and go to depth chart. I don't want Richard Sherman covering Tyreek Hill. I'm gonna have to switch that depth chart.
Yeah, I know you were trying to get that one out for a while. Does that to maintain? I
have
think
an 88 speed
you
corner
finish
to cover
second
98 speed
in all three of
receiver.
those Grand Prix. You win the title no matter what.
Oh, we'll
If you
see.
finish at least second each Grand Prix. Not fun.
Oh, you got this, bud.
Ties are bad.
Yeah, I know. I have one on the wins list.
Yeah, with me. Oh, Mark. Yeah, Ben, you just got your 20th career EWRL race victory. Oh yeah, never mind. Not with me. With with Rockstar. He beat me for. Yeah, Ben, you are 2 Grand Prix victories away from tying me in all-time wins.
Who's your X Factor linebacker?
It would have taken you a whole lot less races to get to 22 wins than it's taken me. Do you think you can get to 22 by the end of the season? 2?
All of them.
1 more.
To tie, 3 to win. Or 3 to win. 3 to get to 4th.
Man, that's fun.
It's like our Talladega, yeah.
China's fun.
Anyone? And
Fun.
That's
Just like
disgusting. That's even more disgusting.
I hate the track, but this is probably the game that I've done the best.
Which track?
I think you have to be 26, because if Marco wins the race and the fastest lap.
Holy fuck! It is so laggy.
Ben will run dance.
No.
Yo, remember when I won the championship in the last race of the season in GTA 5? I raced Dylan's car.
No, what's the story?
Yeah, in GTA 5, I won the championship a race before the race before, so I just raced Dylan's car to win.
What about the other one?
Though Emerson didn't do it on the wins list.
Well, yeah, because you were racing on the wins
but
list.
I
It's
went
driver,
into
not car.
Well, yeah, but Dylan started the race. I got into his car afterwards.
No, did you even win?
Yeah, I won. It was the figure 8.
I don't even. I probably just gave you that win anyway. Yeah. It doesn't matter. He's down. He only has 10 wins. He's tied with Brandon. Alright, but anyway, that's gonna do it here from the Hungarian ring.
I thought that was second.
We're gonna do it here from the Hungarian ring. Next week, we're at the
You're
fastest
dealing with a lot of
track
lag too?
at Monza.
I'm lagging as well.
Stay tuned. Maybe not to this channel, but We will
Well, Nick
have
Bosa, I think, is like an 88. This is before they updated him.
the EWRL
Is
Madden
BJ still
NFL
in
20
shit?
Super Bowl in the coming days.